Okay. All right. Give this a little bit. Give it time for some people to jump in here. I did not decide to do like a countdown thing. I thought about it. I thought about doing like a premiere thing, go live or whatever. But I just figured if people show up, people show up. This is not a normal thing for my channel right now, especially. It kind of used to be, but it hasn't been for a long time. So like I said, if people show up, people show up. We've done it. We are at the end of the year. We've made it. I guess is the best way to say that. We have 100% made it through another year. Cause for celebration? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. What a year. Especially in terms of like the collection, collecting in general. I went back to collecting this year full stream. 100%. And I really stuck this channel out this time. Also, full stream. I didn't mess around with that stuff. I've been posting, and we have been steadily climbing. Like we are currently at 860 subs, which is shocking to me because like at the start of this year, I was at like 340. Like 340. It's crazy to me to think that kind of progress was made this year. I mean, it's insanity when I really think about it. This year, I have produced a lot of videos. I've deleted a lot too, actually. Not so much that like, oh no, somebody will see old videos or something like that, but realistically, the focus has changed severely. And with that change of focus came a lot of different things that I needed to address. The things that I really needed to address, that I really needed to get in here with, was that for a long time, I've been jumping around, doing other things. A lot of people know that I do Fandom Night. And because I do Fandom Night, okay, I focused a lot of my attention on Fandom Night for a very, very long time. And it's not that I'm unhappy about doing that, but I did give up a lot of different things. I used to be very heavy into writing, and then I stopped doing it. And I used to be very heavy into collecting toys and things of that nature. And there were just a lot of different things that I like left behind to chase. I don't know. I guess you'd call them fads. That's the best way I can explain it. But within the last couple years, some things took place in my life that really opened my eyes and made me say, stop wasting time. Do the things that you want to do for the sake of you want to do them. And so I did. And that brought me back into the major hobbies that I have enjoyed in my life. Toy collecting, barbarian fantasy, things like Conan the Barbarian. I'm reading a little bit more, a lot bit more than I used to. Watching the shows that I want to watch. Like I'm just... It's been different. It's been very different. And because of that, the channel has changed significantly. Like, I mean, just no joke, significantly. Case in point, so let me move me all the way down to this little thing here. You'll notice, let me just go down, because this started a little while back, actually. Yeah, see, I've posted so much. Like, let me go back to where this major change really took place, because there was a point where I just said, "Hey, this is what I want to do," and like I've been a lot of different channels. So like if you're just getting in here and checking things out, you'll notice. And like right there, like you could see like Broken on Purpose, I talk about Diablo because I was talking about, this is when I was really starting to flip into toys, into what I specifically wanted to do, into something that I understand, into something that I love, into something that I've put a lot of time into and built over the years, but something that for some reason this channel never really talked about. And then all of a sudden, I just kind of opened it up. Like you could see, like I've done a lot of different things. I've tried being a commentary channel. It was never really my style. I have a lot of stuff to say, but not stuff that's like commentary. I don't want to do that. You get what I'm. It's just not something that I'm interested in. I've been a gaming channel. I've been a comic book channel. It's not that I don't like all of these things, but all of these things tie back into something else. I specifically like toys. I always have. And that's really the way that it is. So that kind of put me on a. Let me fix this part real quick. I got something coming up on the phone here, and I want to double check to make sure that everything's running correctly, I guess. Because what I want to make sure without a doubt is, yeah, that's right. Okay, I wanted to be 100% full on guarantee that I was not on the other channel, because that would have been a mess. But no, I made a decision to kind of flip into here and to do the toys, to really focus. And when I decided to do that, this channel just took off. And I think it's because over the years, I've tried to be like time sensitive, and I've tried to like track certain things, and I've tried to kind of follow up on stuff that I felt Fandom Night was supposed to be covering, and then I didn't feel like we were doing quite the justice we needed to. If we were going to talk video games, there was things I wanted to talk about and we weren't doing it, and so on and so forth, and it just kind of piled up, and it always bled into this channel, and it never felt right, which is the reason it would pick up steam and then it would die. But as you could tell, for a while, that has not happened. It was right around here that it kind of shifted. I started putting up the shelves and everything, and then I started doing a lot of conversational pieces. And then right around here, I just decided to go for it. I did the Donatello review. I did like a Spider-Man review and stuff like that, and then I just took off. For this year, let's find it. Because this year starts. Where is he? Look at how, like, this is what I mean. For 2 years, this channel has been consistent. And that's because, like, I have a lot more interest to do it. But really, yeah, all the way back here, probably around Camo-Con may have been the beginning of this year. It was probably awfully close to that point, was Camo-Con. And, like, we talked about a lot of stuff this year. Like a lot of stuff. Like, we talked about Camo-Con here. And let me adjust this real quick. There's that. That fixes that. And that fixes that. There. Comic-Con was pretty good. I've seen a lot of people doing like their best stuff of the year, and I thought about doing that, but I just don't know right now what that would be necessarily. And so I just figured if I did this, and if people show up, that's what we'll do. But look, Comic-Con was added to the shelf this year, and I'm very random in terms of what I get, but I added the Sky Sled to the shelf. That was pretty cool. That's still over there, and that kind of blows my mind. That was like the start of the year. The Sky Sled. Like, that feels so long ago, because I did a lot of videos this year. Like, And I mean a lot of videos, like way more than I'm used to doing, because now that I kind of have what I want to do, I'm like hard focusing and I'm really diving in and doing these videos. So like you got the Sky Sled that dropped, Kamo Khan that dropped. I talked about the action features. And for me, I personally prefer action features. I opened the Wind Raider. That thing was cool to put on the shelf as well. Like, it was really cool. Let me fix that. We did the Leonardo. He might have been one of my favorites of the year, actually. I really liked that Leonardo and getting him in here. I got a Batwing. And then I replaced that Batwing, actually. That Batwing's been replaced. I got Masterverse Sorceress, Evelyn, she was awesome. I did a couple of skits, but I decided to stop posting them here. There's something about them that didn't necessarily feel right about going up on the YouTube. I got the Super 7 Ultimate Shredder, and that's the only Turtles that I picked up this year. I didn't go crazy on Turtles this year. This was very much a heavy Motu year with little things popping in here and there depending on what I found what I liked at any given time. And I'm more than fine with that. I'm actually thrilled with that, actually, because it worked out quite a bit. I want to get all of them. I want to get the entire Super 7 Ultimates set, at least as far as I consider it to be what I want. Like, I need Mikey, I need Raph, I need Don, I need Master Splinter. I saw that there was a flocked Splinter. I might do that just because it'd be different. And then maybe I'll get a Foot Soldier, Bebop, and Rocksteady. I will debate April and Casey, and then I'd be done with that line. That's all I need is the basic set, and I would be more than thrilled. We got Dark Lyn this year, which was absolutely fantastic. I thought that was cool that we got Dark Lyn. Let's see some other stuff here. I bought both versions of Lady J because I wanted to test how I felt, because I don't have the nostalgia in there about these things. I don't have a nostalgia about whether or not I liked one over the other. I don't necessarily prefer the old Joes because I didn't play with them that way. So because of that, I wasn't tied to them. So I just kind of got into the idea of getting in now in classified. It's hard to explain. I've always liked G.I. Joe, but I was never like 100% hardcore about it. And there was no reason for me to be so. I played them here and there, but they were not a focused toy line of mine when I was growing up. I did a video a while back called like 10 Toys That Dominated My Life, and that really talks about how I grew up and what I missed or didn't miss out on. But this classified line is done so well that it's just unbelievable. It just kind of reinvigorated what I used to like about going to the store and buying Joes. And so I did put a bit of a hard focus, and I wanted to know if the card backs were the way to go or if I should stick 100% to the boxes and buy the boxes. And so I decided to buy both of them and kind of do a comparison. I got to meet AZ Power Girl this year. That was awesome. It was really cool to meet AZ Power Girl because I've been following her for a long time. I've always said Power Girl is preferable to Supergirl. To me, over the years, Supergirl has just been female Superman. Power Girl seems like she has an identity. I've always preferred that. And so that's the way I found her, was just kind of looking up Power Girl stuff and like cosplays and things like that. And she came across my feed one night and I was like, oh, she's cool. And so like I talked to her for a little bit, just like, hey, great job. Absolutely fantastic. Like, it blows me away. You're one of the best I've ever seen. And she did respond, and we talked a little bit back and forth and everything like that. And then I finally got to meet her for real. And I just thought that was really cool. That was like a real cool part of the year. Let's see here. We've got I added Superpowers Wonder Woman. And last year I got Batman and Superman. And there was a video entirely behind that. I put together Castle Grayskull this year. I put together the Constructs Castle Grayskull this year. That was cool. got Frogmonger. He arrived. He took a long time. I remember that. He took a long time. That is not a broken Frogmonger. That's not what that was. Frogmonger, mine did not break. That's a conversation about the fact that a lot of these toys are breaking now, and that it's been happening. Oh, my Christmas was good, man. How you been? But yeah, that wasn't mine. Now, after I built the Grayskull, I did get, because I don't know why, I went out and saw the Mario movie. And you could say, oh, it's because you saw the Mario movie, you were really excited about the figures. But no, I saw the Mario movie, and as I was putting together parts of the collection and sorting the shelves and everything like that, I started to find out that the only thing I had that was Nintendo-wise was a couple of plushes and a bunch of amiibos. And something about that didn't sit right with me. So I went looking for some Nintendo stuff. And I saw that there was a whole bunch of stuff on the shelves at like Walmart. And I thought about getting them. I think they're from Jack's Pacific. And I almost got some of those. Only for me to be like, oh, wait a second. These movie figures are actually really solid. Then I saw Bowser. And that was it. I was like, all right, dang. I'm doing it. And so I immediately invested in the movie line, and I have not been disappointed. That's where I'm going to stay for right now in terms of collecting Nintendo. That Bowser figure is amazing. The fact that it can breathe like fire, that it does that steam effect, that is so freaking cool. You got a Batman toaster for Christmas. Yes. Yes, that is when you have grown up. When the Batman toaster is awesome, yeah, it's inevitable. You're there. You're at the grown up part of our life. What else here? Because we got like I said, I did I talked about He Skeletor. I finally opened. I had Battle Cat for a while, but I finally opened Battle Cat and put him on the shelf, and he still sits right here. He's still like one of my favorite things in all of Masterverse, because that is shockingly cool. Like, I don't care. He's so big and so articulate. He's got so much stuff to him. He's just amazingly cool. I have 3 of them. I have one that sits downstairs with my diorama, and I have one in here that works as Cringer, and I have one that is strictly Battle Cat. And I'm going to add, I did buy Adam. I have not opened him yet, but I bought Adam, so I'm going to add Adam alongside Cringer, and that's going to be cool. I got King Grayskull. He was one of my favorite figures this year, I think, easily. Like, he was way cool. Let's see what else. I got Dark Lynn. She is cool. She's not one of my top of the year, but she is cool. I built the Android 18, testing out those models for the first time. I built her and Goku this year, and both of them were very solid, kind of put me on track that I'm probably going to be buying those model kits from time to time when I come across them. I got He Skeletor. He's Blue He-Man. He absolutely does not make the best figures of the year because he's blue and He-Man. And that's all he is. Like, I mean, talk about an egregious repaint. That's what he is. Now, I don't hate him, but there's no way, he had no chance whatsoever of making like a top 10 list because, like, yeah. And yeah, there were so many good figures this year. What's up there? So currently I've noticed Railfan Noel is here. Master Blaster. What's up, guys? Dude, it was. And I've been trying to tell people that because there has been a lot of negativity this year. I don't think we're ever going to escape that. It exists. But for me, on a personal level, going to things and finding deals at Ross and things like that, and I also think I didn't tie myself down to a year. I wasn't like, I've got to get new stuff. I just got stuff as it appealed to me. And I think that helps a lot because you're not chasing something, you're collecting because you like stuff. And I think that really changes the idea. Yeah, I saw they released new suits for the Rangers and whatnot. We're going to end up having to talk about them because they were preview for a possible fandom night discussion, those costumes are terrible. Like, just on my end, you already know I'm not a car guy. I'm not a car ranger guy. I'm not a car Zords guy. I'm not a Transformer guy. Like, those designs were terrible. I did pick up my first ever full, like, basically, I'm talking, she's almost mint Tila. Like, I don't usually buy like that. I'm not like, I don't chase retros or anything, but that vintage versus origin down there, I did that because I came across this Tila, and I mean, her paint job is fantastic. She has a tiny scuff on her butt, and that is it. I mean, that face this is one of the best paint jobs I have ever seen on a retro toy, literally ever. And her band is still really strong. I can't believe it. Like, so when I seen her and she was complete and even had the mini comic, I was like, oh, well, you got me. And I bought her. I mean, I had to, right? Like, at that point, I was pretty much, I was set. There was no way I was not going to buy her. But I did. I picked her up, and that was the first one in a very long time that I've done that, because I just don't, that's not something that I normally do, is buy like heavy retro. It has to really mean something to me. And I didn't grow up with Masters of the Universe. I know it seems like that sometimes because it really triggers into something that I like a lot, barbarian fantasy and whatnot. Like I read and I have read Robert E. Howard, Conan the Barbarian. I watched the two movies. Not that I will sing their praises 100%. I like them for what it is, but I've watched the movies. I haven't watched the new one. I like swords and sorcery and things of this nature, so like Motu scratches an itch that means a lot to me. And that's what got me into Motu so heavily these last 2 years. But I did not grow up on Motu. What else here? Keep going through the list. We did a lot this year. I bought a full castle diorama. That one is really cool. That was from Extreme Sets Dungeon. That's the dungeon diorama. That one is really good. I passed on the Eternia Mega Constructs. I almost bought it. You can still buy it, which I remember when I was thinking about it, I was like, if I pass on this and I don't get it, then later on they release the other parts of it, am I going to regret that? And I remember fighting with myself. I could go get that right now. Like it did not go away, and that kind of blows my mind that it just didn't sell. I don't know if that's a thing with Mega Constructs, because then when I think about it, I could still get Snake Mountain, and I could get another Grayskull right now if I wanted. Maybe that line doesn't sell the way I was thinking, but when I seen it, I thought for sure if I didn't jump on it, I was in trouble, and evidently I was not in trouble. Do I have Super 7 Ultimate Conan figures? No. I saw the one I wanted. See, I'm a huge fan of the Marvel original years, and I also like the new Marvel Conan stuff. So don't misunderstand that. I like Conan the Barbarian. You'd almost consider me a Conan apologist at this moment. If it's Conan, I'll probably find something to like about it, unless they really, really screw it up. I will like it. But I have not bought any of the Super 7 Ultimate Conan figures. I've seen them, and they do look good. I've seen some that I really, really was tempted, but I kept telling myself that before I jump into Arnold Schwarzenegger merchandise, because to me that's what that is. It's not Conan merchandise per se. I mean, it is, but it just falls into this area where my mind tells me that's an Arnold Schwarzenegger merchandise. What I really, really like, and what I saw, and now it costs like $134 minimum, basically. Like, it's like $130 at the lowest possible value just to get your hands on one. I saw that there was a Super 7 Ultimate Conan the Comic Years variant. I wanted that. That I wanted. That would have been the Conan for my shelf. And sadly, I did not get it. But and yeah, people are just now showing up. What's up, Weird Fantastic? As So look, the reason I didn't get it is because I didn't even know about it. I wasn't paying attention. For a long time, I was focusing hard on Fandom Night. And because of that, I was not focusing on my toy collection or my writing or anything like that. And so I just didn't get it. It really passed me by, and it is somewhat of a disappointment because I would have loved to have had that Conan specifically, and now that chance has kind of went away with me. I got Terror Claws this year. I also bought I bought a couple of Jack's Pacific figures. I almost bought Samus, but after I got my hands on her, I passed on her. See, I bought Link and I bought Zelda. And then I did a talk about how the prices will sometimes confuse you when you're a toy collector. And like having the Metroid Samus in my hand, it didn't feel great. So I left it behind. And I'm hoping that she'll still be around because I have a feeling I'm going to want to buy her anyway because I have the 3 Mega Man figures on the way. And because I have the Mega Man figures on the way, it makes me feel like I'm going to want her. There was something about the two arm cannon people of my childhood was Samus and Mega Man. And I remember we even had things like there were games on things like Newgrounds when I was growing up, like Samus versus Mega Man, and there were even flash animations and whatnot of it because these two characters they kind of went hand in hand in a strange way when I was growing up. And so I feel like when those Mega Man figures finally ship, I'm gonna find myself wanting that Samus anyway. I probably should have just bought her, in all honesty. But like I've argued on this channel many times, if you spend $20 in one place, you can't spend $20 in the other place. So like you gotta buy what you can. You gotta make sure that where your money goes is somewhere that you're gonna care about it. So like we all have to make those decisions. Welcome folks to the fandom. So what fandom you love chatting here tonight along with He-Man? Oh well, I like a lot of stuff to be fair. So like I got that 40th anniversary He-Man and finally opened him this year. Fantastic. I got Battle Armor He-Man. I opened the robot Faker. That's what I'll call him. I guess they're both robots to be fair, but not Blue Faker. I have not been able to get my hands on the Blue Faker yet. I want it. I opened Savage He-Man. As far as I'm concerned, that's what he is. I even did an entire video talking about that's what he is. He's very much the original first comic book appearance He-Man built for Masterverse. They claim he's the Berserker He-Man. They sell him and whatnot, but then they give him the spear and everything, and I'm like, that's the mini comic original He-Man. That's not. I mean, it just is what it is. It's not Revelations. They kind of double-backed that idea. They found a way to release him into the Masterverse line without calling him what he was, and I'm positive that's what he was. I opened Adventures He-Man. I talked a lot about the closed boxes this year. I talked a lot about that because it really was a problem when I was going out and buying figures and like second guessing what certain things were and stuff like that, and like passing on certain figures and then buying certain figures that I thought were one way because I could see the picture on the box, only to open them and be like, this isn't at all what I was hoping for. And like when that Gwen came out, when that Spider-Gwen came out from Across the Spider-Verse or whatever, when I saw them go back to the cards, one, I love the idea that the cards came back. That it's from when I grew up. That's how G.I. Joes and all toys came. So it's like exciting to see the boxes come back. And she was an absolutely fantastic figure, but it really got me talking about that stuff again. I talked about it like all year. Going a little further up, let's see. I did the movie He-Man. I opened him. Vicron. I got Vicron this year. Holy crap. Vicron is awesome. Like, I don't care. Vicron is awesome. Masterverse did a better Vicron than Classics could even dream of doing. I know everybody likes Classics. I'm not trying to fight about it. I'm really not. I'm not even trying to start nothing. I'm just simply saying that Vicron, Masterverse did it better. Like 100 better. It was so freaking good. And he's basically like what if Conan was in Masterverse. I mean, that's what he is. That's almost blatantly what he is, and he's really, really awesome. I need to buy $2 to put his armor on, and I think I know what I'm going to do. I want to get Revelation He-Man again, because they always kind of sell the first Revelation He-Man, and all I need is the body buck. I'm going to make him the spaceman. And I was thinking it would be maybe a cool idea if I bought another robotic Terminator-esque faker and made him the battle tank. Because I thought that would be pretty cool, because then he would get the damage and everything. And I just think that would be cool. Sega doing a remake of Golden Axe? I did not even know about that. What? You just threw something down on me that I did not know, because I like some Golden Axe. Like I love some Golden Axe, okay? That was my game. The head sculpt on Vicron, I'm telling you, yeah, it really is. It's so good. Who's on the video? I know, okay, so, I don't watch the Video Game Awards. I actually find it to be an embarrassment. Not to completely, like, side rail, but you know me, you bring something up, I'm going to talk about it. I kind of detest the Video Game Awards because I find it embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? I don't need a bunch of... When you go to when they go to music awards, right? Who are the stars of the show? Musicians? You know, with music? Who are the stars of the Grammys and things of that nature? Or if you go to like something where say they go on and they talk to somebody in movie awards or whatever, like the Emmys, right? Who are the stars of the Emmys? The movie stars? The movies? Why are we doing video game awards and catering so hard to celebrities? It's like they want so desperately to be taken seriously by the masses, that they're trying to cater this idea. Look at us. I'm not saying don't get a couple of celebrities in there, but that show is hard focusing on this idea instead of really catering to the idea of what it is. I want speeches and conversations from the people that make games, from developers, from directors, from story writers, from things of that nature that are responsible for the games, not Samuel L. Jackson because reasons or whatever. Like, I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, it just does absolutely nothing for me. Did you say NECA, Steve Irwin? Is that what you just came in here and said, Spaded One? I'm gonna be honest with you. Is that a real thing? Did you just say that, or is that a real thing? Because if that's a real thing, I'm almost on board with that. Like, this is not being ridiculous. I'm being very serious. You could get Crocmaster, right? And he comes with that awesome crocodile, which I want, by the way. I want because it would like wrestle my Red Sonja and things like that. I want to do some cool pictures with like Conan, Vicron, and Red Sonja fighting, like, you know what I mean? And if they did that, okay, so you're just saying, but look, that would be awesome because you could have the giant crocodile with the Steve Irwin. You know what? I'm 100% on board for that. I would buy that. If they did a NECA Steve Irwin, I'm in. Take my money away from me, because I'm at it, man. I'm at it. And yeah, I saw that people are getting them at Ross. I want to check Ross. Mine did not have it. I have 2 Rosses in the area. I tried. They didn't have it. I'm sorry. One Ross had it. And there was a guy in front of me. And as I was walking up to get it, basically, I seen it on the shelf. It was like over there. I was like, oh, I see him with this crocodile. And I started walking, and all of a sudden, this guy's wife goes, oh, do you need this one? And I was like, yeah, no! And he did. He evidently needed it, so Bill did not get it. The same thing happened to me with an Orco. I had a chance to get an Origins Orco. I walked in, stopped to get a coffee first. I don't normally drink coffees, but every now and then, like maybe once every 2-3 months or something, I'll hit up a Starbucks because I'm in a Target, and I'll be like, I kind of want one. I got a coffee, then walked to the back and saw a guy that had just walked up. I mean, I walked up this way and turned and saw this guy walk up and turn. He got to the aisle first. I was about 2 aisles back by the time he turned. He looked at the rack and was like, oh, and picked up the Orco and then immediately walked off. And I turned the corner, no Orcos, just nothing but Scare Glows. I bought a Scare Glow, but I was like, dang, he got the last Orco. And I have not been able to get one. And they're like $50, $60 in some cases on the aftermarket right now. So it's kind of hard. But like, I am keeping my eye open at things like Ross because I do actually want that Crocmaster. And if I could get a Crocmaster, it would go fantastic. It would go absolutely fantastic with my Red Sonjas and whatnot and things like that. Got a second Red Sonja coming. Oh, yes! That's amazing to me. That's amazing to me that we got 2 back-to-back. They're basically back-to-back Red Sonjas. Like, and both of them are solid in their own right. So when the next one comes, I'm going to be very excited. I can't wait to do a video on that. You can see I did the He-Man countdown this year where I talked about every one of the He-Mans that I had, which was everyone in the line up to that point, in terms of Masterverse. And I talked about what the best ones were. Keep seeing Battle Cat at Ross. Yeah, no, I love that. If it's Masterverse or Origins one, the Origins Battle Cat is okay. I mean, it doesn't blow my mind, but that Masterverse Battle Cat is shockingly good. I have 3 of them. I think it's unbelievably good. Yeah, I added Tyrus Flare and Gilius Thunderhead and the Dead Frame to the shelf. So I got 3 different Golden Axe on the shelf this year. I have not got Axe Battler. He costs pennies. Real pennies. Like, he's like the most expensive one out of the entire collection. I literally think out of the entire collection. Now, to be fair, he comes with like 2 skeletons, a dragon, and Axe Battler. I guess if you're going to sell him in a big giant box like that, that is cool. But really all I needed was Axe Battler. I mean, I've got Tyrus Flare. I've got a dragon because of her. I've got the weird turkey dragon thing. I've got Gilius Thunderhead. I've already got 2 of the crazy, like the crazy, I don't know what you would call them. Lizardmen skeletons? Dead lizardmen or whatever. That's like, I've got them. Man. So cool. So cool. Oh, the super chat thing? I'm not there. I am actually considering it. I'm right on the verge. I was at 900 and, what was it? Like 988 hours or something like that. Surprisingly, I've been doing, I think it's because this channel died real hard. And so it only really came back to life these last 2 years and people have been rediscovering it. And so I just haven't reached that point yet where I'm allowed to do anything like that. But I will be monetized pretty soon, actually. Because I've got the subs and the hours as people discover me. And I've had people that discover these videos and then they immediately, I've had some people that got like really mad and they were like, oh, dude, these videos are too long. Your video is too long. And I'm like, look, man, I do long form toy talk videos. If you don't like it, go elsewhere. Like, I'm sorry. And yes, I do actually plan to make the live videos a little more common. For a while, I was doing them where I would come in and I would kind of window shop at like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store and like go over like Nerdzoic and whatnot and check out product and just talk toys. And then I kind of stopped doing that for a while, not because I don't like to do it. I actually love to do it, but it's just the way that it happened. In fact, I think that Red Sonja, that might have been one of those videos where I actually kind of ran around and checked out like Big Bad and whatnot and talked about some stuff. Maybe not. I can't remember. I did do another kind. They're becoming a lot less frequent because I really do focus on what I want to do now, which is all my toy stuff and my collecting and things of that nature. But I still do commentary every now and then where I did come in and talk about how they kind of changed these new books that I was buying. They're not new necessarily, but the way they edited the Dragon Ball manga, and it kind of bothered me. I added McFarlane Dark Knight Trilogy Batman to the shelf. I thought that was really good. I thought they did a great job. That's awesome. I got the Elvira, the NECA Elvira. I put that on my movie shelf. She was fantastic. I mean, she is really, really spot on. It's really unbelievably good. Let's see, what else? Yep, no, I don't have the hours. Yep, absolutely. Storm Collectibles and Jada Toys need to get the Streets of... Oh, you know what? I hadn't even thought about that, but no, you're right. Storm Collectibles... I'm going to say this. Is it Final Fight? Because right now, Jada has the rights to do Street Fighter. And since Cody... from Final Fight, that's kind of like a cross. I'm wondering, I think they only have the Street Fighter 2 license, to be fair. I think there's something going on there where they're only allowed to make what they're allowed to make. But like it would be sick to allow them to jump into like the Final Fight stuff and give us things like Hagar and stuff like that. But I would love to see Streets of Rage characters like Skate and whatnot. That would be really cool. I'd be really into that, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I do need to do more live videos. We were just talking about, dude. Yeah, I do too. I like long form videos. I like to actually get my ideas out there and actually talk about stuff and actually, like this. I know that people want to see the toys because they want to know what to buy. I 100% understand that that's a thing. But this is a hobby, and it's a passion hobby at its absolute finest. And like everything that we collect says something on a personal level about why we do what we do. And I just feel like that's what I wanted my channel to be. I wanted to be able to talk about it, and not necessarily that everybody would agree with me, but I wanted that because it just made sense to me that like this was my way. I'm not Pixel Dan. Like, I can't do a 3-minute video and come and be like, his head moves around. Like, yeah, okay. I mean, go watch him. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love Pixel Dan. I honestly do. I watch almost every one of his videos. So, like, I'm not coming down on anybody. I'm just saying, that's not me. Like, I'm a podcaster at nature. I like to talk, and I love this thing that I do, and I love to share it with the people that I talk to. And that's me, 100%. So, like, if you're not here for a long-form video... it's probably just better that you seek a different channel because you're not going to find that from me. You're not going to find, like, I do some short videos, but you'll notice my basic clock-in times here are about 30 minutes. I like to talk toys. I am on Instagram. Same name, Fandom with ReploidBill, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. Maybe I am mistaken. But I want to say the last time that I was on there, I made sure that was... Dupe. No, I guess I'm just ReploidBill, but I am on there. ReploidBill, that's me, and I post my action figure photography on there from time to time, and I also put some of my other stuff on there. So yeah, like you'll find action figure photography and some of my jokes and stuff like that on there from time to time. But I've noticed that's where a lot of the toy community gets a hold of me through like DMs and whatnot, as they specifically find me on Instagram. And I believe I have my Instagram posted up at the top. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Which shelf does your Dolph He-Man go on? Well, because that is an absolutely fantastic question. He goes specifically on that shelf right there. That's the one that he goes on. But he's currently not on there because I am in the process of editing a video right now where movie He-Man, I specifically took him off the shelf because I got Meg Foster, Evelyn, and movie Skeletor, and because I wanted to do them all and talk about everything we've gotten movie-wise so far. That video is actually coming pretty soon. Yeah, look at that. Executive replica. That Red Sonja. That's amazing. That is so good. She is 100%. If I had a top 10 list, and like I said, I really don't think I'm doing one of those this year. But if I had a top 10 list for top 10 best figures I got this year, and they wouldn't necessarily be 2023 figures, because I bought a lot of stuff this year. I got a lot of good stuff from 2023, but I don't buy like that. This year was the year I finally opened up the Beast Man. And he would be in my top 10 best figures that I got this year. So I got that Red Sonja. She's absolutely fantastic. I got Vicron. He was absolutely fantastic. I went to a couple of conventions this year. I talked about that crazy good Cat's Lair. I'm not a Thundercats guy. I'm not getting it myself, but mad respect and absolute praise to anybody that got their hands on that. That thing looks awesome. We got Fangor this year. He's pretty cool. That McFarlane Batman. So I'm already up to 3 that I would put on an absolute top 10 right there. That Red Sonja goes on the top 10. Vicron goes on my top 10. That Batman is amazing. That goes on my top 10, like without a doubt. That's where that Batman was so sick. That's the best Batman in the McFarlane toy line. As far as I'm concerned, I have not seen better. I've seen good. I'm not saying it's the only one. I like the Hush Batman. I think he looks really good. That's the Batman. That Nightfall Batman is the Batman of the line as far as I'm concerned. So the first video you saw of mine was the Nightfall. No, that's awesome. Came home with the figure. Yours was the longest review I saw through. No, awesome. That's awesome. No, fantastic. I did talk about her. I wanted an Emma Frost. I wanted a solid Emma Frost for the shelf. That figure really let me down. She might be my biggest disappointment of the year. And I don't suffer a lot of big disappointments when it comes to toys because I'm pretty highly selective about what I get and why I get it. So that usually doesn't happen to me. I got Motherboard. Motherboard was shockingly good. That Bowser would go on my top 10. I don't know about Motherboard. I think it's unbelievably good, but I don't know if I would put it on my 10 yet. I did absolutely love Storm Shadow. I think they did a great job with Jungle. I got him this year. I finished my Ghostbusters. I picked up the last of what I needed to finish off my Ghostbusters shelf on a personal level. Anyways, I added Lady Slither to the collection this year. Fantastic. Snake Mountain. Origins Snake Mountain. Hands down is far and away superior to the original Snake Mountain in almost every single way. It is so good. Like, I really, truly enjoyed that. I bought fake movie Ninja Turtles, and I've had a lot of people go on that video. As you can see, it gets like 1.6. Everybody likes to go on there and be like, you got scammed, they're fake. I knew it when I bought them. That's part of the video, is literally I say, hey, I bought fake Ninja Turtles. Like, that's what the video was. It was specifically like, guys, I just bought all 4 movie Ninja Turtles. I'm almost 1,000% sure they are knockoffs. Let's see if they're passable knockoffs, because I almost canceled the order. And then I was like, wait a minute, this could make an interesting video. It could be fun to see if they're really bad knockoffs, or if, heck, I already bought them. If they're passable, they'll go on the shelf. And they are. They're still on the shelf because they're actually passable knockoffs. They are not NECA. but they're passable enough that nobody that's walked in this room as of yet has noticed it. They all see them and go, "Oh, dude, movie Ninja Turtles?" That's the response I wanted. And then we talk about them. And then I go, "They're actually fake." And they go, "What?" And they look that good? Almost every time. I mean, they're good knockoffs. Like, they're really good knockoffs. They are not NECAs, that's for sure. I've noticed now that I've had a chance to see them in Walmart, but they're passable. Let's see here. Legit ones kind of ended up on the shelves. Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought that was weird too, because it was right after I bought them that I started seeing the actual ones re-released again in Walmarts and whatnot. Harlan DC Designer Editor Edition Batman Year 2, very similar. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, he actually comes with a cloth cape. I did see that, Master Blaster. I did. I saw that. It was pretty cool. The Ghostbusters TM... I haven't got to see that yet. Is that done by IDW? The Ghostbusters TMNT crossover? I bet you that would be solid. Like, I'd love to see Egon and Donatello kind of trade back and forth. I gave up on Dragon Stars this year. You see that down there, that Roshi and Krillin? They are the last Dragon Stars I will buy. I will not do any more, and I'm replacing the idea. I went as far as to come back and talk about it again in this Dragon Stars versus Figure Rise, because that Figure Rise, sure, I have to build the figures, but they look fantastic when you're done building them. Like, they really work well. And that Jada Toys says it's a new... Yeah, no, absolutely. That Street Fighter 2 line is unfrickin' believable. I did not get Evil Ryu. I don't know if I will get Evil Ryu. And it's not because I don't want him. It's because I only have the money I have. We talk about this a lot on the show. And I gotta spend the money where I can spend the money. And so I've been able to pre-order and kind of guarantee the prices of the other ones, kind of really watching. So I have Ken on pre-order. I already have the other 3. And I'm keeping my eyes open for like Cammy and the other main guys that are coming out. But the other one was like an SD exclusive, SCDC, or you know, it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or whatever. And I missed it. And then I saw that they kind of put it up on their site, and it was pretty expensive. And then I saw like the aftermarket of it. People were kind of asking big prices. I have Ryu. I'm happy with that. If I never get Evil Ryu, I guess that sucks. But I'm actually not broken up about it because I have the main guys in the line, and what's important to me is that I get the main roster. I get the entire original picking screen, and I'm fine with that. If that's all I ever get from the line, that's fine, because every single one of these Jadas are absolute masterpieces. So like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's so good. They're so good. Paul Store has Player 2 Ryu. Is that what they're calling it? Is Player 2 Ryu? Because it looks like Evil Ryu to me. It looks like the Dark Hado Ryu. I love that they're doing this Cartoon Motu line. I pre-ordered everything in the Cartoon Motu line except for Man-at-Arms. I could not find him. And I also got a little bit screwed on that. I don't know what happened, but I did a full video over the He-Man and Beastman. I opened them. I talked about them. The video, like, deleted. I uploaded it. I uploaded it here. And like a week later, it was just gone. Like, I can't find it, and it's not in my stuff. It's like I went in personally and hit delete. I have no clue what happened. It's gone. And it really kills me too, because I actually talked a lot about some different stuff in that video, but it's gone now, so whatever. Hey, what's up, Motu? Jonaser? Is that right? Joneser? Is that Joneser? I think that's Motu Joneser. Is that your name? That's a cool name, by the way, if that's what that is, if I'm right. I opened that Beastman this year. That new Eternia Beastman. Can I chef kiss it twice, man? Can I... Because damn it, if that wasn't one of the best freaking toys of this year. So I guess I made up to 5. I'd be up to 6, because out of the Street Fighter line that I got so far, Chun-Li was unbelievable. I'm not saying this isn't the absolute definitive Ryu, but if I'm trying to be careful and leave myself some slots open to pick best, she was the best of the 3 that got released. That Ryu is fantastic. That Fei Long is fantastic. There is not a dud in the line yet. Not one. He's so good. But yeah, absolutely. I did pickup videos and did like small little things like why do we collect and things like that. Talked about my Goombas. I love Goombas. They're my favorite. The X-Men 97 line, Wolverine, that's the best figure of that line. So I guess I'd be up to 7 because I really feel like out of that X-Men 97 line, and maybe it's cliche, but Wolverine was the best figure of that line. And I did, by the way, you'll notice her right up there. When the video gets bigger, I'm sure you'll see her. That's the Rogue. I got her. So I got the entire line. I'm going to compare her to the other Rogue on my shelf in a video, and we're going to talk about if I made a mistake. If I can justify 2 Rogues on the shelf, as if I have to be fair. It's not that I have to do so, but it's a real question. Every time we buy a variant of a character, was it worth it, or are we just stocking up a whole bunch of Iron Men? You know what I mean? And so I do want to actually have that question, and so that's going to be one of the videos coming out. I have not gotten a single one of the Ninja Turtles yet for the Motu line. I saw that people already got them and are already doing reviews on them and already talking about them. I didn't even see them go up for pre-orders. I don't know if I completely missed them or if I don't know. I really don't. But I did not get them. But I've seen people holding them in their hands and turn them around and everything. So I won't miss them. When they come out, somehow I will get them. I'm just saying, I want them for sure. That Spider-Woman that they released, the new Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, that one was fantastic. That costume, the body sculpt, everything about it, I really liked that. The only thing I was really missing is I kind of wish we would have seen some effects, like maybe that green blast that she used to do. You know what I'm talking about? Does she still do that? That is not a comic book I read. I used to see her in other comic books and see her in video games. And I talked about the fact that the reason I bought her is because her costume is very much a variant of my favorite Spider-Woman. I loved it. So I was like, that's just too good to pass up. It really speaks to me, and I put it on the shelf. I got that Sorceress, was it Iron Designs or whatever? I can't remember. But I bought that Sorceress statue. That was a good piece. And we got Tila Sorceress, and I got the normal Sorceress. Finally opened her up this year. I got both. I got 2, I'm going to say 2 Man-at-Arms, because there's 3, aren't there? There's the Man-at-Arms I have, which is just called Man-at-Arms. He's Revelation Man-at-Arms or whatever. Then I got the New Eternia Man-at-Arms, and then there's the other one, which was he's the older one or whatever. He's just kind of like Old Man Duncan, but he also comes with the armor variant and whatnot, so he's the time skip Duncan. I need that one. I don't have that one yet. But that Trap Jaw, that was good too. Skeletech was really fantastic. Well, the Wolverine Deadpool movie, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to them finally putting costumes. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I only got that everyone from that line. I'm laser focused on NECA TMNT. No, absolutely. No, that look, I don't blame you at all. Jada Street Fighter and G.I. Joe. When you say G.I. Joe, are you because that's pretty broad right now, because you guys got the classics, you guys got a classified line, you guys got the retro cardback line now, you guys got the there's one from Super 7 that's coming out soon that they're going back to O-rings or whatever. There's a more classic variant line that I see when I go into toy stores. I see them and they're kind of smaller and whatnot. They kind of feel like old Joes, but they're not quite there. And there's a lot of G.I. Joe on the market right now. Like a lot. That's kind of when you say you're into Joes right now, that's a lot. I feel like you could probably shop an entire year right now and buy only Joes And you could probably be satisfied. Like, that's a big line right now. And the price value for it is fantastic. You got to give it up to what they've been able to do with G.I. Joe. Like that dude that came with like the missile launcher thing or whatever. And he has... I've talked about this in other videos. I did not grow up on G.I. Joes necessarily, but like he's got all the missiles and everything, and he comes with the launcher, and he's got all the effects with like the missiles that shoot and everything, and all the explosions. That is crazy. That's a $35 figure. I've paid $40 and received half of that. Like, that is a shocking amount of like dollar value that you're getting out of that line. Like, it is really impressive. Like no joke, impressive what you are getting out of the G.I. Joe line right now. I did finish the Mario Wave 1, and I actually finished Wave 2 as well as far as I want. I've got all the figures, I just haven't had a chance to open them up and talking about them yet. I went back into Star Wars collecting. I'm being incredibly selective, and I'm being incredibly careful about my Star Wars, because I don't want to end up in the spot where I was before. And I have an entire video talking about that, where I talk about why I left Star Wars, because there was a real reason. It just made me sick. I was just overwhelmed with the negativity of that fan base. I had to leave it. Like, I did those kind of Christmas ideas and whatnot. I started watching that Vox Machina after I bought those figures. That show's good. Like, that show's good. That's a funny show. I really enjoyed it. Fighting the Frozen, in retrospect, coming back to it, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really glad, really glad that they are releasing a Dark Wolf Frank Frazetta Girls action figure. And I've also heard that if he sells well, they've already got the princess sculpted. She's ready for the most part, so I'll be buying her too. The Robin is fine. The Batgirl is fine. I want the Batman to be fine. The Batman does nothing but be heavy and fall over. He doesn't pose well. His legs are kind of locked in an awkward position where his leg is like bent, and it's bent on purpose. He doesn't stand up straight. He has to be in like a walking forward-esque position, and he needs that stand desperately, or he simply doesn't stand up. He's a problem. And when I went to go shoot some photos with him and whatnot, I really discovered how much of a problem he is, because he's like really awkwardly top heavy with nothing that offsets his balance to allow him to like stand firm. And you have to do a lot of tricks to get him to stand the way you want him to stand. He's not done well. He looks extraordinarily cool. He's not done well. He's an actual problem after I got him out and got messing with him. Let's see, what last... Oh yeah, I opened Flying Fist's He-Man. He's on the shelf. Not overly thrilled. He's cool, but, you know. I opened that Iron Man. The controller wave Iron Man. He's good. I like him a lot. He's my Iron Man for starting my my collection for getting an Avengers line on the shelf. The next one, I want the 20th anniversary Iron Man. Not Iron Man. Captain America. I think that figure is the one that I'm going for. I got Tobey Spider-Man this year, and I did find Garfield. I have Garfield. Now I just need Tom, and I'll have them all. Because what I want is the Spider-Mans. And I guess, to be fair, I can't pass that Green Goblin. If I get a chance to get that Green Goblin, I want it. And I added my very first ever Black Widow to the shelf. And yes, I found the Target exclusive Black Widow. I got her. So she doesn't have a video yet, but I got her. And then this is what I was talking about right there. A second Red Sonja? A second Red Sonja? Like, man, I need a Conan. I need a genuine Conan on the shelf at this point. I'm about to have 2 Red Sonjas. If you would tell me that, like, that the Ultimates, like Super 7 or somebody, got their hands on, say, Xena, and was about to put out a Xena, He has completed my frickin' life. Red Sonja on the shelf. Conan the Barbarian on the shelf. Xena, a good modern Xena on the shelf. Take my money away from me. Yep, I talked about that up for pre-orders. I got like attacked on that video for talking about Dark Wolf and telling people to go get that Dark Wolf. I got literally like attacked where a guy got in there and he was like, don't tell people to go to Big Bad Toy Store to buy this and spend extra money when they can get it straight from Frazetta Girls. Don't con people out of their money. And I'm like, I didn't con people out of their money. I specifically talked about Dark Wolf in an earlier video because I talked about him right here. 10 non-retail figure ideas for Christmas. That's where I talked about him and told people to buy him from Frazetta Girls. And I even annotated that video inside of this Dark Wolf is up for pre-order video. And like, this guy just kept attacking me. He even accused me. He said, it sounds to me like you want people to buy from Big Bad because you get a kickback from it. I don't make any money from this. Like, at all. I trust Big Bad because I know the company and I've never been sent a bad package. If you've had a bad package from them, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it happens. I understand that it happens. I have never had a bad package. I've never received anything damaged. I've never received anything torn. And if I do have a problem, I'm assuming, making a hard assumption, that it would return easily and come back my way. I don't think I would have a problem with it because I've yet to encounter a problem with that company in general. And $4 flat rate shipping is fantastic. I can't promise that Frazetta Girls offers that. So yes, I paid $100. I bought him from Big Bad as opposed to paying $89 or whatever for, because I think it was $80 at Frazetta Girls. Yes. Could I have saved $20? Up for debate, because I've clicked on figures like that from other places, and then to ship it all the way out to me will sometimes be $15 to $20 shipping, so like I don't save any money anyway. Big Bad, $4, end of story, it's on the way. Like it's just the company that I trust the most right now when I buy toys online. So you know what I mean? It's just like I'm not freaking out about it, I guess, is what I can say. But I did order mine off Big Bad, and I don't know why that guy, like he was really mad. He really thought that I was trying to scam people out of money. Guys, you buy your figures your way. I'm just here to share that it's awesome that we got a straight up Frank Frazetta Dark Wolf. Period. You know what I mean? I opened Merman. I'm looking forward to that other Merman, by the way. The Merman with all the actual coral armor. Oh, so good. So frickin' good. Like, that I want. Storm, for the 97 line. I now have the entire 97 line. Oh, you know, Wave 2 is coming out. But, like, I think I'm right. I don't think I have a choice at this point. I didn't hate a single one in that wave. But Storm may be the worst figure of that wave. She might be at the bottom of the figures released. The top two, without a doubt, on a personal level, it's Wolverine and then Bishop. And then I actually think Magneto and Gambit sit at the same level of quality. I think they're absolutely superior figures. I like the entire line. But if I had to pick a loser of the line, it's the Storm figure. I like her, but it's the Storm figure. If I have to pick a loser, that's what it is. I bought that Zorana. She was cool. She got me talking about all kinds of stuff because her design is just fantastic. That Revolution-style Gwildor and Orko. That Orko the White is so good. That's a fantastic figure. That's a fantastic Orko in general. I finally opened my Wondar after all this time. And I did buy that Tim Drake. I did it. What can I say? I did it. And I don't regret it. He is pretty cool. Let's bring me back up here. We got a little bit more time here before I got to take Alf out the door and whatnot. Yeah, I'm telling you guys. Oh, let me fix this real quick. Bap. Bap. There. Oh, well, it was mostly fixed. Whatever. So yeah, like, definitely some unbelievably good stuff this year. Like beyond a doubt, we had a really good toy year in general. And for me, in general this year, it wasn't just this channel went over really well this year. I mean, we did a lot of stuff. And I put out a lot of videos. I kept very consistent. I got to do a lot of talking with a lot of people. I got a lot of comments. I got a lot of subscribers this year. I went from at the start of the year, I was at 300. It was in between 330, 340. That's it. That was my sub count. I'm at 860. That's awesome. On a personal level, that's absolutely awesome. That's fantastic. That's unbelievable to me that it grew the way it did. But I think part of it is because I'm finally doing what I wanted to do. I'm not sitting here trying to talk video games because that's what Fandom Night's talking about. I'm not sitting here trying to talk comic books because Fandom Night needs somebody to be talking comic books because there's a comic book show. I just did my own stuff. Did I sell my Tommy Morpher and helmet to Shane? No. The Tommy helmet is still back there. You could see him right behind that box right there. He's still back there. So the Green Ranger helmet is still back there. And the dagger, I still have the dagger and I still have the Morpher. The dagger sits in my garage. And the Morpher sits on my shelf that's over in the other corner of the room with all my Ranger stuff. So yeah, that's awesome right there. That stuff... I debate it all the time. I loved the Green Ranger. My favorite Ranger was the Gold Ranger from Zeo. Or King, or whatever you want to call it, because some people are very hardcore about you use the Sentai names. So, I don't know. You know what I mean? I keep it. I keep it because it really did mean something to me. But it does take up a good chunk of space on the shelf, and it's one of those things that I don't want to move it to the garage. Because most of the stuff that goes out to the garage, it's like my video game collecting merchandise and whatnot. And it goes out there specifically because in my garage, I have a type of retro gaming area where that's where I go out and I play retro games and I hit the boxing bag and whatnot. I hit the heavy bag and I hit the speed bag, and that's where I do my workouts. It's where I keep my weights. It's where I keep most of my retro video game merchandise. I keep my Star Wars figures, things of that nature. So I don't really want to move it out there. It would be, but I guess, I don't know, because the dagger's out there along with the power sword and the Morpher. So, that stuff is already out there. I don't know. Maybe it's a feeling like it'd be real far away from me and I'd hate to see it get damaged. You know what I mean? Because that helmet's no joke. I'm not sitting here discussing value or whatever, but that thing will sell for $500 in the right circles, especially because mine is in absolute perfect condition, as if it had never been touched. It was taken out, worn once, put on the shelf, has not been touched. It's barely been moved. And then aside from that, it has, I still have all the original packing and everything for it. I could put it back in the box right now as if it was never touched. I still have all the original packaging and everything. I didn't toss anything. I've got all of it. So I don't know. But I don't want to lose it. But I will say that on a personal level, my buddy Shane would probably love it more than I do. I'll admit to that. I'll more than admit to the idea that if I gave that to my buddy Shane, he would absolutely treasure that Green Ranger helmet. He would. Probably more so than I do, because to me it's just a really cool prop from my past. And I think maybe the dagger is more important to me than the helmet at large. He likes things like the helmets and whatnot. What's up, Thanos Copter? See, I know you don't really buy Blu-ray, but Sailor Moon might be on sale at Crunchyroll. I actually, I have a lot of the Sailor Moon stuff because of my wife. I still buy her figures and whatnot often. And in terms of that stuff, we do have Sailor Moon wise. We do right now we're trying very hard to collect one thing from Sailor Moon. We want these one statues. They're coming out right now. We'd like to get the whole we'd like to get the whole thing right there in the out in the living room for her. It just I think it would look fantastic, so we want that. But we have most of Sailor Moon, some of it on Blu-ray, some of it on DVD. And we have different cuts of it too. So we have some of the original stuff before they changed it. Like the original broadcast when it was badly, it was badly edited and badly voice acted and whatnot. We have some of that stuff, and then we have the other one that they did. What's going on, guys? But yeah, absolutely. We do still do Sailor Moon. I personally don't do Sailor Moon. If there's probably 2 Sailors I would put on the shelf if they ever meant anything to me whatsoever. I feel like if I put Sailor Moon, it would have to be Mars or Jupiter. Those 2 would probably find their way onto my shelf because Jupiter has she's a direct reference. You can actually find pictures of her from the anime where she takes poses like Bruce Lee on purpose. They kind of copy some of his frames on purpose to set her up, and she's lightning. And back when I was growing up, lightning was the element that I picked specifically when I was playing video games and stuff like that, because lightning always looked cool in video games. And I like Mars on an artistic level because most of the artwork that I have seen, fire looks cool. I know that's not the real reason to like Sailor Moon. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not sitting here but Sailor Moon, it loans itself to some of the most fantastic art possible. And I think it's because it's a flashy thing. It's always jutting lightning and doing transformations and having all and doing water attacks and stuff. It loans itself to superior artwork. And you know how I feel about that because you know that I keep a lot of Motu boxes because of the artwork. And because now that I've somehow worked my way all the way there, speaking in which, I just got 2.5 shelves back in this room because I can now throw away all of the boxes because this came in. And if this is what I think it is, if this is what I'm hoping it is, and I open it up, and it's all the artwork preserved very, very finely, and it looks the way I want it to look, then I'll be cutting the artwork samples that I want off the box and making collage pictures that can go up in different rooms in the house and whatnot. I will collage those boxes, cut the parts down that I like. So, awesome. That's something I'm legit looking forward to, is being able to do that. Because it is cool. It's just, you keep boxes, you have less space for your stuff. That book, if it's what I'm hoping it is, I haven't opened it yet. I haven't even taken the wrap off it. You just seen it. I got it in last night. And I bought it specifically. I bought all 3 art books. I bought the Origins Masterverse art book. I bought the original art book, so it's supposed to have all the art from the original run of Masters of the Universe. And then I bought a 3rd art book, which is supposed to be Revelation art. So I have all 3 of those books coming. And that, I'm hoping, will make it so I don't have to keep the boxes. I can cut the boxes up and make collage pictures out of the boxes. Open it now. Okay. I don't see any reason not to be fair. Let's do it. Let's look at the thing. Let's figure out if it is what I want it to be. All right, let's put that down there. Just throw it right on the floor. There's that. It's really just a piece of paper. It's cool, but like, holy crap, look at that. Look at that. That's sick. I'm into that already. Dude, I love Masters of the Universe. I'm telling you, you cannot possibly like Motu and not think that the art is a part of the line. I mean, the entire line doesn't even exist without swords and sorcery artwork, right? Like, am I crazy about that I love this artwork so much? I can't be wrong, right? Okay. Picture right there. Look at that battle cat. Look at how sick that is. Let's open up random page. Let's go right here. Open it up. I opened it up right to the page that's on the back. Look at that. Oh, that's sick. Yes. Oh, that is sick. Look at that art. I'm thinking that's Origin. Says part 1 Origins. That's sick. Random page. Oh, yes. Again, that was the back of the Evelyn character, right? When they released the Evelyn, they called it the 2000X Evelyn or whatever. That was her. That was the top of her card. That was so good. So absolutely good. And it's bigger too. So like I've been worried about keeping like the card backs. Flip another page. Oh. Is that the Faker art? I didn't even get to see the Faker art because like I never got this figure. I couldn't find Faker. So I couldn't find the Origins Faker. So I've never even seen that. Random page. Oh, sick. Sick, look at that. Look at that. We got Mantina here. Stratos. Pig face. That's awesome. Oh, there's Whiplash and Fisto. Dude, they're so good. Random page. Oh man, look at that. It's the artwork for Mossman. Look at how good that is. That's Origins Mossman artwork. Random page. Oh, we just got into the Masterverse artwork. That's what that is. That's the Skeletor Masterverse artwork right there. Oh my god. It's so good. I'm looking forward to the other book as well. Flip to a random page. Oh, okay. Trapjaw artwork right here. Absolutely fantastic. Random page. Oh, Sunman! I just got him. And did like a little video actually, just kind of messing around doing the Dayman thing. That's awesome. Sunman. Sunman is one of those things that I didn't even know what it was. Like, it was so cool to see it fully realized and be made into Masters of the Universe to kind of fold into the universe, because really, Masters of the Universe is primarily responsible for creating it, even if it's indirectly. You know what I'm getting at? Like, oh, Grizzlor. Grizzlor all day. I want that Grizzlor, by the way. I have not had a chance to buy him yet. I almost did. I almost bought him. It was like 2 days ago. I almost bought him. But I bought this book instead. That's actually the reason I don't have him. Oh, sweet. The movie figures. So that's a question. If I go one page back, no, one page forward, does it give me that? Yes. Okay, good. I didn't lose it. I got the back with the 2 boxes where you put them back to back and you get that big, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Because oh, wow. I'll have to go through this one at a time and guarantee that I have the artwork preserved before I get rid of each case. But this is going to be so fantastic because it'll really preserve my space. Oh, yes! Yes, all day with Vicron. Yes, right there. Yes, 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 yes. And Vicron is amazing. Then it looks like the last picture in here is a fantastic battle cat. And there's so much more, of course. All I did was flip random pages. This is going to be an absolute dream just to sit down and go one page at a time and just soak it in. Let the images bleed into the eyes. Like, I'm telling you, if you somehow are a fan of Masters of the Universe and you don't see the artwork as a definitive part of the line, I don't see how. I don't understand. Because I'm telling you, without the artwork, the line itself doesn't even exist. On a personal level, they go hand in hand. Absolutely. If they would have cheaped out on the art side of these figures, they would not be as big as they are. I really don't think they would. I think the art is a big selling point, and I think it always has been. I mean, you go all the way back to the original line and look at things like the artwork for every single time they released a figure. There was a big artistic expression right there on the front, on the back of the boxes and everything like that. On every figure. The artwork is a major part of the line. Always has been, always will be. I mean, the very fact that there's an entire second book of this, which is Masters of the Universe artwork, which covers all the artwork from the original line. I mean, that says it right there. It has always been a cornerstone of the property, and probably always will be. It's unbelievable. But I have that art book now. I have 2 more of the art books on the way. I have the Revelation art book on the way, and I have the other art book on the way, which is the original line art book. And this is supposed to cover Origins and Masterverse all the way up to this point. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. I'm going to love going through this book page by page by page and just soaking it in, man, because that's a big deal to me. And then every single one of those pictures I see in here, that gives me the excuse to take the box off of the shelf, cut the part off that I want, and use it as part of my collage work to make my collage pictures. A lot like years ago I did it with Star Wars figures. I came across a point where I didn't want to save the Star Wars boxes, so I cut like the movie posters and things like that off the back of the boxes. Then I went and I bought one of those big frames, and I glued them on in sequence and kind of made my own gigantic posters for my room and did it with Star Wars stuff. And I'm going to do it with the Masters of the Universe stuff because if there's any art that would make fantastic collage giant picture frames for your room, it's Masters of the Universe. All day long it is. It just is, okay? There's no way it won't. Yeah. Yeah, it just is, man. Yeah, and everybody's like people are saying that right now, like Thanos here and Weird Fantastic. You guys are both in here being like, the artwork drew me to it when I was a kid. I mean, yeah, I could see it, man. I don't doubt it for a second because it drew me as an adult. So like, I mean, here I am, old and jaded and old. And I was like, holy crap, do you see that over there? Do you see what I see? Because I got to go see more of what I see. And then like when we were kids, and you know, I can kind of remember this, but like, here's the reason I'm harking on the art the way I am. The reason I just love it so much and see it as such a big, important part of the line. Think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't keep any of those boxes. Why would I? Like the card backs and whatnot, I turn them around. There's some turtle stuff I can buy on the back. I turn it to the front. There's some turtles. I open it. I play with it. I mean, when I seen it come back in the stores, I remember being like, hey, that's the old packaging. That's cool. And that was the end of it. That's as far as it went. That's cool. Moving on. And when I think about it, it's true for the Ghostbusters Kinner line too. The Ghostbusters Kinner line had some like cartoony artwork, which was fine. Was fine. But they weren't hiring like crazy top-end professional, no-joke fantasy artists to sell their toys. Because it wasn't a part of the line. The art is a huge part of Masters of the Universe. If you don't have it, you are missing part of what it is. It's so good. I know. I'm going on and on and on about one thing. But I am running out of time. I got to go pick up my wife and everything. She gets off of work here in like 15 minutes, so I got to drive down there and pick her up and whatnot. I just wanted to come in and say it's the end of the year, and it's been a really good year for my channel in general. I'm very, very happy with what I've got and what I've collected and what I've been able to do and the amount of content that I've been able to put out and the kind of videos I'm doing. If I fail doing the kind of videos that I'm currently doing, that's fine. And it's fine because it's what I want to do. If I succeed doing these kinds of videos, then that's also good because it's what I want to do. For a long time on this channel, I kind of chased waves. I've been a comic book channel where I did do Keeping Up with the X-Men. And if you find those videos on here, I did a lot of those because that was something that I really, really liked. X-Men was one of the biggest properties of my life. And I did comic book commentaries where I talked about little things, like I started reviewing like the Red Sonja comics for a little while. I was a comic book channel for a while. I was a commentary channel for a while. I was a video game channel for a while. And none of them were necessarily right. They were always something that I was kind of doing on the side of Fandom Night. I would go to Fandom Night, we'd talk video games and things like that, so I'd come back to my channel, and I'd like continue what we were doing over there here. I even did a couple of videos here where I did full talks on the Ranger stuff because like we were doing the Ranger stuff over there, so I was coming here and being like, okay, so if I miss an episode, I'll do the episode here. It's my own personal thing. That should have never happened. That should have never happened on this channel. This channel should have been what it was, what it is right now, from the start, because this is what I do. I do read a lot of comic books. But that comic books very much bleeds into toys. And when I'm talking about toys, I get a chance to talk about the comic books. I love Gundam. When I make a Gunpla and I put it on the shelf and I review the Gunpla, that's my chance to talk about Gundam. I love Dragon Ball Z. When I put something on the shelf from Dragon Ball Z, that's my chance to talk about Dragon Ball Z. I love Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman. When I put those on the shelf, that's my chance to dig in. I want to talk Pokemon. This is what the channel should have been from the very beginning. Because this is what I do. I collect and I talk fandom. And they go hand in hand. Why do I collect? Because it's my fandom. Star Trek has been one of the greatest influences in my life. As I add more playmates to the shelf, you better believe I'm going to find excuses to talk about Star Trek. Because, I'm collecting it. Yeah, this is what the channel should have always been. It should have never deviated away from what I wanted it to be in the first place. And if you go all the way back to the super early videos, you'll see that I was doing things like I collect back then, and I was doing like collection pickup videos, and then it would always kind of like derail into like commentary and fandom argument discussions. And that's another thing too. I may have to talk about like unpositive things from time to time, but in the long run, I don't really spam a bunch of negativity into my life. I'm collecting toys and talking about toys and having a good time. And like sometimes I look back at some old videos where it was like, hey, I'm going to complain about something for 20 minutes. Why was I even wasting my time? Why? There was no reason for it. This is what the channel should have always been. And for the last 2 years, this is what it's been. And there's a chance that this is what it will just simply be from now on. So, yeah. And I will try to make this a little bit more of a normal thing. Come in and actually talk and hang out and get some actually toy conversations and whatnot, and let the chat ask questions or bring up whatever I can. And absolutely. Anyways, like I said, I got to go pick up my wife before she ends up wondering where I am, because now I got like 10 minutes to get there. I hope you guys had a good time. I'm going to get out of here.